Greetings everyone, Geek Master here, and this video is just a mashup of just bits I've recently acquired really and added to the collection. These have come from various sources. There's a YouTuber donation, there's bits I picked up from ComicCon last week, just some bits I've picked up generally, a new release, and a couple of random bits. So I just thought, you know what, make this a mashup video. It's not all games. The majority of it is, I'm going to say video game related, because there are video games here, but there's also a fair bit that's gaming related, but isn't. But there's also bits that fit in with other geek stuff. So, yeah. Not everything from Comic-Con is here. I did pick up a few anime and manga, so I'm probably going to do them separately, because there's a few of them. So keep out for that. Also, that promised Cake Master video is coming very soon. I have cake downstairs for it. So, keep an eye out. That is coming soon. Yeah. Had a week off work last week. Didn't really do much. That was the plan all along, really. Actually got rid of some old DVDs. I wasn't bothered about the charity shop. Just went to Asda because I could, without having to go late in the evening, which was nice. And as I said, the main thing I went and did was Comic-Con on the Friday, which was a lot of fun. So can't wait for next year. Whether I'll go May and October or just one, I'm not sure yet. But much more fun than they have been the last couple of years, and a great time with some great friends. So yeah, and as you'll see, I picked up quite a bit. I think I spent nearly 200 quid on buying stuff there. So yeah, got some money left over from it actually, which I'm keeping, hoping to use towards the London gaming market in about a month's time. So hopefully I might meet some of you there. Maybe. Okay, anyway, the pickups and acquisitions. That's how I'm going to put it. The first one is a donation from fellow YouTuber Feed Me Chicken, who messaged me, and sorry for not getting back to you, confirm I got it. I only got it on Saturday, I think. Could be wrong, meant to message you. And if you see this after I have messaged you, well, then you know I've got it. If not, there you go. It's a DVD. It's Pokemon Destiny Deoxys the movie, and as you can tell, it's sealed, and it was £1 from a charity shop. This movie's from, without looking, let me see, it's the 7th movie, so it's the 3rd of Gen 3. So I would go something like 2006. Oh, well, that's helpful. It says 2012, but the movie is from 2005, 2006. I just don't think we got it over here for a while. And it features Deoxys, funnily enough. And this one's Rayquaza. And that's Ash. And that, if you don't know, is Pikachu. And it just features, I think, I can't remember. I haven't seen the movie in God knows how long. So they do Deoxys being in a meteorite and some sort of virus, or people think it's a virus and they think it's trying to destroy the world, but really it's not. Something like that. It's been a while. But yeah, I don't know whether to keep this sealed. The sealed retro Pokemon movie is pretty cool to have, to be fair. Especially as you know I'm a Pokemon fan. Or if you don't know, you do now. But yeah, thank you so much for that. Really appreciated. A new release. So, this second half of the year, there's not really been any new games that have come out that have really bothered me. Yes, Wonder's come out, I know that. Super Mario RPG's coming out. Again, they haven't really bothered me. But I'm not the biggest Mario fan, admittedly, so that could be part of it. But what did come out and caught my interest, and I'm really enjoying, is Sonic Superstars. I mean, it's 50 quid. And even then, that was after Amazon gave me a refund of £5. The price went down between me ordering it and buying it, and gave me a £5 gift card because they screwed up and didn't get it to me on release day, so thanks for that. It's a really fun Sonic game. It plays like the old Mega Drive ones. It's just it's got 3D graphics. it feels like it in terms of like, you don't get cutscenes, but you see the characters doing stuff. It sort of like flows straight from finishing the levels, kind of how you do in like Sonic 3, for example, where you see Knuckles ambush Sonic to get the Chaos Emeralds. It's a lot of fun, actually. Really good Sonic 2D game. And if you are a Sonic fan and you love the ones in the 90s, highly recommend this. There is a little manual, which is pretty cool, and a reversible cover. The game's in my Switch, which is why it's not there, but that's what the reversible cover looks like. With old school Robotnik, who I can't help but think looks like he's wearing American cheese, especially if you see it from the back. Yeah, love that game. Some other games I've picked up. So, some of you might know about this if you've been in the WhatsApp chat. I mentioned getting something like on it, and I paid about $4.50 I think for this, and it's Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Tag Force 5 for the PSP. I've seen these Tag Force games around a lot. They tend to go for quite a bit. Never actually played one, but wanted to try one. Also wanted to try a Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, and it's cool to have one for the PSP, especially I think this is like a 2-on-2 format, which is different to Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. So happy to get this for $4.50. It does have the manual. I think the case is a bit where it's come apart a bit, but you can just sellotape it. I've done it with other games, it's quite fine, so no worries there. Otherwise, this looks pretty good condition. No promo cards, unfortunately, which would be especially cool, given they would have been Japanese. Don't know how well you can see them there, but you tend to get promo cards with Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. I've had a couple where I bought the game brand new, so yeah, but never a second-hand one. But I'll give that a try sometime soon. Another game I randomly picked up was the day before ComicCon. I popped into town to get some beers, get some money out for ComicCon. Popped into Cash Converters, hadn't been there for a while, and for £3 bought Monster Hunter World for the Xbox One. I know about Monster Hunter, I've seen people play it, but I've never actually owned one or played it myself. Saw this as good ratings. I think it was like 85, 90 odd apparently. So for £3, I thought, you know what, it could be a lot of fun. It's something different for my collection. Give me a chance to try it. I wanted to get a couple more games for my Xbox One. £3, not saying no. There's the disc and the manual. So yeah, happy to get that for the collection actually. Should be a lot of fun when I've installed it. And this next one is a game mostly, but not entirely. It's actually an Xbox demo. A disc I bought off eBay. It's because the main game is Dead or Alive Ultimate. I love Dead or Alive. It's my favourite fantasy fight. It's my favourite fighting franchise. Ultimate's fun. It's remakes of 1 and 2 basically, or re-releases of 1 and 2 on the Xbox, which I have got somewhere. Haven't been able to play it because if you don't know, my Xbox has decided to die. I still don't know how I'm going to proceed with it, but I will get an Xbox of some sort. I just don't know whether to buy a brand new one or get mine basically redone from scratch or what. But I do have my partners for now, so I can hopefully give this a go, along with a couple of games you'll see shortly. Also, out of interest, other games include, of course, for me, FIFA 2005. But that's not why I bought it. I bought it for Dead or Alive. Went to my local retro shop, the Retro Hunter. Bought a couple of games there, same day. On the way there, I also picked up another game from CX. Quickly stopped through on the way to the Retro Hunter. Yes, that's right. I got bored on a Sunday, just decided to go down to the Retro Hunter, but stopped in CX on the way because I had to change bus to get there. Bought Far Cry Instincts. This was like £3 or something most. Never played a Far Cry game, never owned one. And this sounded fun. Like, you're trapped on an island and you basically have to adapt to the situation and come up with ways to escape by the sound of it. Kind of giving me in a weird way, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom vibes. Like, there's no set solution stuff. You just have to find one or make one. And if that's the case, it's just rather than saving the world, it's escaping an island, and that could be quite fun. When you have to outsmart the AI with you call it tactics, it responds to it. You have to outsmart it. We got Predator. Devise your own methods of attack by land, sea, or air. Set traps. Sounds like there's a lot of openness there and flexibility. So that's why I'm getting the Zelda vibes. And if that's the case, that's good. I'm not expecting to be as good, though, not by a long shot, but we will try. Also, there's the Xbox demo disc. That's about the most Xbox looking disc I've ever seen. Well, I did get to Retro Hunter. Bought 2 games. I think I also bought an issue of Nintendo magazine again. Like I shared some before, and I've bought a few of them now. I am going to do a video on them because there's some interesting stuff in there, especially the amount of stuff that it talks about and we never got. So, yeah. But 2 games. One is one I've been looking for a while, which is for the PS2, and it's Super Star Wars Super Bombad Racing, which, from what I tell, is basically Star Wars Mario Kart, which is interesting. Specifically mentions it's 4-player, can use the multi-tap for the PlayStation 2. I'm not sure what's going on here, but Anakin looks a bit weird. Says you get Yoda, Darth Maul, Sebulba, Anakin, Queen Amidala, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Boss Nass, and Jar Jar Binks, which is cool and all, but where's Qui-Gon? Because Qui-Gon's the best Jedi of them all. You get arenas, you get to race who have their own vehicle, racing style, etc. I mean, you can see Anakin's there in the Naboo Starfighter. Sebulba's there in his pod racer. So I suppose that's possibly a slight advantage. But yeah. Yeah. Known about it for a while. Yeah. Cool looking disc though. And also, this was in here, which I've only just seen. And it's a postcard, supposedly from Saturn. Couple of Saturn facts. And no, for once, we're not talking about the Sega Saturn. For a change. We're talking. So, Saturn's distance from the Sun is 1,426,725,400 kilometers, or 9.53707032 astronomical units, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Let's have a look. So it appears it orbits the Sun in 29.4 years. So I would be about 1.25. The major atmospheric constituents are hydrogen and helium. And its mean orbit velocity around the Sun is 9.6724 kilometers a second, which is still a bit faster than I can run. So there you go. Random. Anyway, the main game I bought for £22 is one I've had my eye on for a while. Unfortunately, there's no manual, so maybe in time I'll get this, and I'm sure you can see what it is. It's Futurama. Love Futurama. Not sure if I prefer it or The Simpsons, if I'm totally honest. But still a lot of fun. I've seen the hidden episode before as such on it, but I've never played the game. Hopefully I'll play a bit like the Simpsons games, because they're generally quite fun. Well, the more modern ones are anyway. I mean, the Daily Mirror gave it 5 out of 5, but I don't know what that's saying. There's a disc. It's got this little flyer for, I think, the DVD box set, but as I said, unfortunately, there's no manual. But Should be a lot of fun to play. Yeah, it's based on the Emmy Award. They make a point of saying that. Animated program. You get to play as Fry, Bender, or Leader, and you have saved the Earth from the clutches of that evil corporate mogul, Mom. That's right. Her. She's trying to take over the world. Yeah. It sounds like it's like this Bugcat Simpsons game where it just took the voice actors and it took clips from the movie and just made it into an original game, except this case it's based on episodes of the series as a whole. But yeah, you travel in time and you go to aliens and the surface of the sun, apparently. So yeah, we'll give this a go soon, but I heard good things about it. Okay, this next item, I don't think it's got any references to video game at all, but as I said, this is a geek channel. It's not just video games. I shared the Pokemon DVD. The next few items aren't video games, but one of them's got a very slight tenuous link, and the other one's a ComicCon related. So again, the whole geek thing. But I thought, you know what, we'll put them in. And the first one is a book I've read before, and it is The Adventures of a Curious Cat called Zelda, or Curious Zelda to be exact. Seen this cat on Twitter, on Facebook. The posts are funny. It's like stupid photos. It's got little poems. The book is good. It's got like cat dating with it tips. It's just funny. Like Wanted, Billy the Kitten. Nightclub. Kind of looks a bit like My Cat Rosie, apart from she doesn't have the white, she's all black, and I don't think her eyes stand out quite that much. They stand out quite a bit, she's got yellow eyes, but Zelda's eyes, if you see the post, I mean, just look. Honestly, this is just a funny book. Showering will keep you young, but only if you use your tongue. As I said, you might need to be a cat lover or cat owner to get a load of the stuff in this book. As I said, it's very tenuous linked to gaming even, because of the name Zelda. But I wanted to put it in because I said I want to cover other stuff. And this is just a funny book. Sorry, my nose is itching. There's a text chat with a goldfish. Goldfish, hi, how are you? Zelda, fine. And you? Good, thanks. How are you? I said, I'm fine. Oh, sorry about that. How are you doing? But another one where she's talking to a tuna. Hello, Zelda. Well, you're a cat. You looking for love? What's love got to do with it? I see what you did there. So, you want to meet up sometime? I was thinking sushi. Tuna has blocked you. It's just little jokey bits like that. I says, you know cats, you know. IKEA instructions for a cat. That's why I love this book. So funny. Yeah, I've got cats. I love cats. I've got a few cat books here, but they're not all cat books. I've got Star Trek. I've got James Bond. This is one I found. Love this. Yeah, I'll go through my book collection at some point as well. I've got gaming books, but I've got Bond. I've got Zelda. Well, technically I have. I've got Star Wars. I've got Bond. I've got yeah, Star Trek, Star Wars, Bond, gaming books, loads of random stuff. So yeah, I'll share them at some point. And that brings us on to ComicCon. So not official, but I bought this little link minifigure. I mean, it's cool, apart from the sword's a bit wrong, but still, it's a pretty cool thing. It was only like $2.50 because I bought this and bought Manda a Knuckles one. I was going to buy Sonic for myself, but it seemed a bit pointless because I bought the Lego Sonic set the other day. Well, a couple of weeks ago. So, yep. Link, although I do like the hidden shield there. These next few items are pretty cool. They're all ones from my youth. And we're all bought at once, but there's two different bits here. So the first one, and the ironic thing with this is that I've been to ComicCon. I've been pretty much every one since the first one in May 2010, and there's normally 2 a year. So I've been to like, what, 22, 23? I think I've missed one in that time that's been on. And I think this is the first time I've actually gone to ComicCon and bought comics. So yeah. But these first ones have comic strips in them, but aren't full comics, but there are comics to come. And these are Thunderbird comics books. So there's 3 here. Shockwave with Thunderbird 1. In Space with Thunderbird 3 and 5, which are incidentally the ones that go in space. And Danger Zone with 1, 2 and 4. And I had some of these books when I was a kid. I think one of them was withdrawn from Southend Library because we got butter on it or something stupid. I think these came out when the a compilation of stories that were in the Thunderbirds comic at the time, which I think was about 92, 93 when they aired them on BBC Two, which is, for those of you that are old enough to remember, when Anthea Turner built Tracy Island on Blue Peter. I think it's Friday night at 6 PM, if I remember rightly. That's when I got into it. Had these books as a kid, had the comics as a kid, I believe. So saw these basically at £5 each, and I was like, you know what? I want to broaden my horizons in terms of stuff I've got. I've got plenty of games. As you can see from here and what I've been saying, I've been getting actual books to read. I've got manga, I've got anime up there. So I thought, you know, we'll go some comics. We'll go something different to read. They're similar to my manga, except obviously they're not Japanese. But these ones I wanted because I said I had them when I was a kid. And yes, I am trying seriously not to sneeze right now. So yeah, these are mostly original stories. I mean, there's Tracy Island from the series. There's like Earthquake Machine. I think there's one. Yeah, in fact, I think the Operation Earthquake. There's the Earthquake Machine. You just get profiles about characters, spacecraft, or any of the vehicles, to be honest. I mean, this one, that's it, about an evil guy who's leaving a mirror at the Earth. These are like true 90s style comics bits. Thunderbird 5. And, well, I suppose it's one of them manual. What are they called? Is it Haynes or something? Yep. And this one, I think, has, yes, this is based on Uninvited, or episode 5, which was one of the actual episodes. So whereas the other two have original stories that are in the comics, this one has a couple that were actually episodes originally. I don't know how many of these there are, but I know for a fact there's 6, at least. And I know that because it says right here that there's 5 there, plus this one. I think we had 3 of them, and I think it was the space one. I think possibly the 2 I've already shown, and I think possibly that one. I definitely did have that one. So it was that one, and one of them 2. And back in the day, they were $2.99. I don't know if there's any more. I'll have to have a look. But I do know there were Stingray and Captain Scarlet comics as well, because I saw Stingray one of these at Comic Con. Captain Scarlet I didn't see, though they did have the old TV 21 comics from the 60s, so that's quite cool. But I know I read Captain Scarlet comic books, or comic strips at least, when I was younger. I remember they scared me a bit when I was a kid. They pretended he was dead. But I was like 5 or 6 at the time, so I'm going to allow it. But it'd be cool to get these. I mean, the thing is, they're not even that thick, so you get quite a few in quite a small space. And I've been making room for more reading material, and I'm not talking the books. I'm talking like gaming magazines, Retro Gamer, Nintendo Magazine, comics, I guess. I've got a couple of comic sort of ones. I've got a couple of other sort of Sonic ones I bought previously. So yeah, so I hope to get the rest of them. Possibly then go into Stingray and Scarlet, but we'll see. But talking of Sonic, these were the first first comics I probably bought at ComicCon. Not just comic strips, actual comics. And this is the 50th anniversary, 50th issue of Sonic the Comic, along with the first ever comic I bought at ComicCon, the 100th edition. This was £15 because it's rare, and it's got the transfers free gifts. This was a £5, or I think in the end they did 20 quid. 20? Yeah, they did 20 quid for this and the 3 Thunderbirds books, so knocked a quid off. Haven't read them yet, that's why they're in the folder bit. There you go, an old Lego Technic advert. This one is from the 28th of April 1995, and it was £1.15. What does that get you nowadays? Eh? Well, when a bus return down my way is £3.20 for 2 stops, and you can walk it in about 10 minutes. Yeah, not a lot. It's cool though. I will get a proper read of these at some point. As I saw comic stall, I was just wondering how I spotted them, but I think it's because I just sort of like, I see comic boxes, and I think because I was looking more for material, I was sort of like keeping an eye out. I don't want superhero stuff, I'm not into that. And I think I just saw the word Sonic stand out, and I was like, ooh, because I knew Sonic comic was a thing. I had it when I was a kid. I'm after the issues 126 to 130, which were the 5th anniversary story where Robotnik basically becomes God. That's the one I remember from being a kid. But yeah, I also think I prefer the bit later ones of these, because I think they were just general Sega at first, but they became more and more Sonic focused, and that's more what I want. But I said I had a good few of these as a kid. I remember getting them. I remember reading them. They're just awesome to have, to be fair. And this one was from the 1st of April 1997. At that point, I was literally like 10 years old and a month. So, yeah. I was young. And where I've been sorting the room out, getting rid of stuff, moving stuff around, etc. One of the things I've been getting is, or looking to get, is video game guides. But specifically, I've been looking to get Pokemon ones. I managed to find a couple. I got the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Pokedex off eBay from Music Magpie, thanks to a shout out or heads up from Griffo Retro Gaming. So thank you for that. I also found the Sun and Moon Pokedex for like 6 quid on eBay myself. So I've managed to add a couple. And I actually found it still selling from a ComicCon. So I paid 47 quid for 3 guides. This is the only time I would ever do this is at ComicCon. But that's because I normally take quite a bit of money. And I saw one for 25 quid, but I wasn't sure I wanted to spend 25 quid. So I held off. And instead I paid £12 and bought, it's not Pokemon, but it's a cool game, one I love nonetheless, Nightfire. Which, thanks to this guide, I've now realised is a completely different game on PC compared to console, but with the same general plot. Different levels, different multiplayer, but the general story plot remains the same. So I had no idea that was a thing. This is cool. It says about the levels. It's got a bit about multiplayer at the end. I mean, this is like PC multiplayer. Although it is screwy because they spell re-entry with 3 R's. And they say multiplayer starts on page 141, but it's actually 143. So that's not helpful. Nightfire features the likeness of Brosnan, but not his voice, unfortunately. This is a really fun Bond game, though. Not as good as GoldenEye, but it's up there with Quantum of Solace for me in terms of how much I enjoy it and playing it. And the multiplayer in particular on this one is really, really fun. Part of me is tempted to say I prefer it to GoldenEye's multiplayer. For one thing, you can actually use Oddjob's hat as a weapon, which you can't do on GoldenEye. And you can ride cable cars, which again, you can't do on GoldenEye. Still love GoldenEye though. But yeah, love this game. Paid 12 quid for the guide. It's pretty good condition, as you can see. And to be fair, it might help me get through the level I'm stuck on, which I've been stuck on for about 15 years. So maybe there's that as well. Anyway, bought whatever at ComicCon. Had money left over and thought I might go see if I had £25 guides there. And while doing that, I found this instead for 15 quid, which is Star Wars Jedi Outcast, which is another game I absolutely love. This one is definitely more for the multiplayer. There's one level, Nar Shaddaa, which is just basically platforms over nothing, or walkways. And it's fun just pushing people off with the Force, or grabbing them with Force choke, the whole Vader choke thingy. And then just let them drop. Or stormtroopers with lightsabers. It's a fun multiplayer game. Decent single player as well, actually. But for me, I definitely prefer the multiplayer. It just tells you how to go through the game like normal, really. It's not in the best condition. But I can tell you it was $12.99. I think that's game, isn't it? But to be fair, this game's been out, what, 15, 20 odd years now? So, well, the console ones anyway. So yeah, but love Outcast. As I said, the multiplayer, it is so much fun. So yeah, bought them too. They came to 22 quid. 2 guides for 2 games I really loved. They weren't the one game I wanted, but still loved them games. That's why I bought them. But I bought it anyway, and it's Pokemon Stadium 2. So yeah, the more I look at it, the worse the condition it is. Like, I just noticed thanks to the light, there's actually more creases down here than I thought. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. If you look on the single coiled head, you can sort of see them. There's a little bit of wear down the side. But all in all, it's not in bad condition. It's got a poster right here. And it's just got guides on what Pokemon trainers have in the different tournaments and the Gym Leader Castle bit. What you should use, how to do the mini games. It's not as much detail as some of the games. Like, it tells you what TMs Pokemon can learn, but it doesn't tell you what they learn through leveling up, which is a shame. But Stadium 2, I much prefer it to the original Stadium on 64. It's also on Switch Online now, which has made me really happy, and I'm playing my way through it. And actually, this might help, because unlike the one on 64, I can't use anything I've had on Game Boy. I've got to do it all using in-game Pokemon, which is a lot harder. So, yeah. But in the end, I couldn't hold off, and I bought it. I did see other guys. I was tempted to buy more. I saw FIFA 2000. I think that's the one with Sol Campbell. That's like 8 quid. There's a Sega Tips book I was tempted to get for a tenner. I'm sure there's another guide I saw for a tenner. I really can't think what it was. But yeah, didn't buy any games, but I did buy them. So, yeah. As I said, I spent about 200 quid and all, I think. 47 on the guides, 35 on the comics and Thunderbird's books. That's what, about 80 quid. 70 quid on Pokemon cards. A lot of old ones, cool ones to add to my collection. and about 30 odd quid on manga and anime. Did well, I got 6 whole series for 20 quid. And just a few odd bits such as that Link minifigure I showed. So, yeah. Actually, there's one last thing I'll share quickly. Here, my lovely chair. Yeah, figures there. Went charity shop before I bought Monster Hunter World. It was in Cancer Research. See, Al, I told you Cash Converters is in Southend. I bought Monster Hunter World from there. I told you. This is a book I've seen a few times down the year. I'm sure I've read it before from the local libraries. I used to go to them so much. I think I've seen it in shops every now and then. Haven't bought it. Maybe even had it at school. I can't remember. This is like niche. And probably not geeky in a Japanese game comic sort of way. More geeky in terms of, how would you put it? What you probably associate more with maybe nerdism, but I consider myself a nerd and a geek, so that's fine. It is down the line to Southend, and it's £1.25 in Cancer Research. It's basically a book that talks about the one of the train lines between Southend and London. The C2C line. Although it wasn't called out, it was the LTS at the time. London, Tilbury and Southend. And it just details the history on it. Although I had noticed just the other day that it was actually published, I don't know if it'll show up, in 1984. So this is older than me by like 3 years. Yeah. So it's cool seeing what the line used to be like before I was even born. Just says about it. It's got pictures of what the old trains were like. One there. I do kind of get what's it called? Some Thomas the Tank Engine vibes with some of these trains. I mean that train there reminds me of Thomas. But then again, I'm not surprised. That was like one of my favourite shows as a little kid. And interestingly, this train here, for those of you who know trains, is the Mallard, the fastest steam train ever. I believe holds the land record for a train of 138 miles an hour or something, or something stupid like that, which was round this way. So yeah, it's just a little local bit of history, but one which is actually of more interest to me because I do like steam trains. They are quite cool, to be fair. But again, how much of that is from when I loved Thomas as a kid, I don't know. But it's just interesting to see what the railway looked like back in the day. So yeah, £1.25. I said I've read it years ago. I recognise it. So it's pretty cool to have my own one eventually. So yeah, this video's gone on a bit longer than I tried. I was going for 20, maybe 25 minutes, and I really should go to bed. But yeah, just wanted to share some interesting stuff I found, bought, acquired, spent my hard-earned money on, that kind of thing. But to those of you who have waited in, thank you so much. Cake Master is coming very, very soon. As I said, I have the cake downstairs, so it'll be up this week. In the meantime, I would just like to say thank you so much all for watching. And let me know if I might see you at the London Gaming Market. I believe it's the 26th of November. So about 4 weeks. Otherwise, catch you later. Bye.